Rev up your engine. Well, if you're praying for a soul, now's your last chance to get one. And no, I haven't turned into a televangelist. I'm talking about the Kia Soul. This is a 25 Kia Soul. The last year they're making them. They're not making them anymore. The hamster mobile will be no more. Now, they've sold over 1.5 million of these things, but they're kind of in no man's land when it comes to vehicles. They call them four-door hatchbacks. They call them subcompact utility vehicles. You can call it whatever you want. It's a Kia Soul. I mean, they're very recognizable, all right? They're a lot better looking than they originally were when the hamsters were selling them on TV, right? And the dealers still have a few 25s left, even though it's 26, right? So you could probably still find a new one somewhere. But the question is, should you buy one of these things? What's the history of them? How do they hold up? Well, if you look in on this one, you will notice this baby was made in Korea. Okay, right? It was made in Korea. You want to buy a Korean car, you want to buy one that's made in Korea, let me tell you. You remember the ones they made in the United States? They had supposedly a lathe machine wasn't working right, and all those stated two engines blew up. They had to replace thousands of engines, and they had problems with their dual clutch transmissions. They've had all kinds of problems with things that were made here in the United States. But strangely enough, the ones that were made in Korea, they didn't really have the problems, and this one was made in Korea, so that's a definite plus. Now, as for the price, unfortunately, these people got ripped off. They got hit for 35 grand for this thing. Woo! They saw them coming. They kept adding things on. So, you go to buy something like this, don't listen to any of that crap. You would say, hey, they don't even make these things anymore. I don't even know if I want to buy it, right? Don't have them say, well, this has this added on. That. Say, I don't care about any of that. I'm going to see how low I can go because they don't even make these things anymore. Do not overpay. You getting this thing? Well, we'll look under the hood. Ooh, for an economy car, it's got 2 struts. Amazing. Now, as you can see, it's got a double overhead cam, 16-valve engine. That's really old technology today. But at least it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders. It's not one of those crappy 3-cylinder jobs. If you look back here, it's not turbocharged. That's a good thing. They'll last a lot longer that way. Let's face it, it's a relatively small car, right? So you don't need 300 horsepower to push this thing around. He said he gets like 38 miles a gallon on the highway, right? It's not a hybrid. It's not a hybrid, so that's good gas mileage for a 4-cylinder car. But he's kind of worried about the CVT transmission, so we're going to scan it with my scan tool, and then we're going to take a road test. He said he thinks he hears some whining in the transmission, which these can often do, but we'll do that later after we check the whole car out. Yes, the hamsters went away, so we don't have to worry about shooing them out. And you can see they've customized it with rhinestones, it looks like. As we go to the back, for a little car, you know, that seat is back as far as it goes. It's got some space here. Now, of course, it's got a tiny back. We'll give it a pop. Whee! There it is. You know, of course, you can fold the seats down. It is a hatchback, so you can fold it down to get a lot more space. Even though it's an Econobox car, check it out. It's got a spare tire. It's a donut spare tire, but at least it has a spare tire. I've had people bring me $60,000 cars that don't even have a spare tire anymore, so hey, at least you get a spare tire with the thing. Particularly one is what everybody's gone for, white with black trim. Like my Camry, I mean. Gotta face it, they look pretty good. Well, somebody spilled the drink. Had a little thing on the side there, but at least it's plastic. So rather than metal bending, it just popped out. They can retouch that. Odd thing, it's only got 42,000 miles, but he had to change the front brakes. He did it himself. And that's kind of the weird thing with these Souls. Because of their weight bias, engine Chinese all in the front brakes have a tendency of wearing out relatively fast. Back brakes are still original, but the front brakes have already worn out. It's just something that these do, and if you want them to last longer, my advice is don't use the Kia pads, buy Akebono pads. A-K-E-B-O-N-O. The Akebono pads are made in Japan. They make them for these things, and they're ceramic pads. They cost a little bit more, but they tend to last a lot longer than the factory stuff they put on these things. So this car's been parked under trees. You want to clean that stuff up, because when those leaves get in, they'll clog up your evaporator core. Your AC will start leaking inside the car in the summer. You really don't want to park under trees. You can see. There they are. It's a dead moth too. Now this car drives around in Vermont now. And he has to put studded tires on the front in the winter, because it's not all-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive. In Vermont, it snows an awful lot. Around here in Rhode Island, regular winter tires or all-season tires would work fine. We'll start it up, but before we do, I really like. It has an actual handbrake. Not one of those electronic ones that makes brake jobs a pain in the butt. Something goes wrong, your electronic brakes might not work. If the electrical system, this is just plain old handbrake with a cable, and it works perfectly fine. Start her up. Starts right up. Got a pretty nice screen. A nice digital setup. Tells you the speed limit in the area. My neighborhood's 25 miles an hour. All the bells and whistles, lane departure, all that stuff. Back her up. I'm sure it's got a backup camera. One shows you the area of where you are, and the other one shows you the backup camera. So here we go. Day to day, so the AC's on, it's working perfectly fine, and the little engine doesn't shake at all at idle. Now we'll go over the bumps here. It's a pretty small wheelbase, so we're probably going to feel that. Woo! Yeah, the hamsters are bouncing for a ride, that's for sure. And here we go over the infamous Rhode Island rough roads. Pretty typical for a car of this wheelbase. I mean, it's got 42,000 miles on it already. You know, it's only a year old, 3/4 of a year old, but they do a lot of driving. And it has intelligent cruise control. We'll turn it off. We don't need cruise control here. Nice, loud, clicking turn signal so you don't miss it. Yeah, nobody's gonna ride. It's got the stupid start-stop, which I hate. So here we go. We'll give it a little gas. It's got decent pickup, right? Not a race car, but decent for this little thing. And considering it's got a CVT transmission, yeah, it's not bad. I'm listening, but I don't hear it whining. He said maybe it whines when it's cold, because he drove a long way to get here, so maybe it only whines when it's cold. And often these things will whine when they're cold. Quiet down when they heat up. That's a nice turning radius. It's a little car, so right? You can zip around in it. There's no arguing that. It does have that stupid automatic start-stop, which I find extremely annoying. Let's switch it to sport mode. Now it's on sport mode. Maybe in sport mode it won't turn itself off. Let's see. We'll come to a stop and see if it turns itself off or not in sport mode. Most cars will not turn it off. Well, this one does, so it's not that sporty. That did not shut it off. You'd think sport mode would, right? Let's face the facts. But, you know, they're cute looking cars. They're not race cars in any stretch of the imagination. So we'll go over here and turn the automatic start-stop off. Now we're in sport mode. And we'll see what these hamsters can do. Here go the hamsters. The hamsters make a lot of noise. Now it's kind of a rough shift there, I realize. It's a CVT, and it didn't do such a hot job on that takeoff. The sport mode was a lot rougher. Let's hit it again. It was better that time, because it wasn't going from a takeoff. Did have more zip in sport mode, I'll give it that. That makes the CVT transmission stay in lower gear ratios longer, so it's got more zip. So we head back in sport mode. I mean, hey, a little bitty car. They sold 1.5 million of them. Not that many lately, that's why they're not making them anymore. They're kind of in a no man's land when it comes to that. And there's a bunny. Hey, bunny. Hi, bunny. Hi, bunny. Man, the bunnies around here have crazy eyes. They're crazy-eyed bunnies. So, really, I mean, there's no way on earth I would have ever paid $35,000 for this car. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. And for an economy car, it's got dual AC systems, right? You can easily see it. You turn up and down very easy. You can sync them or unsync them. And it's got a decent screen with a bunch of stuff on it. And it's got a decent stereo system. So what do I think? Well, if you've lost your soul and you want to get one of these, it might be okay idea. I wouldn't pay 35 grand for one like they did, that's for sure, right? But hey, an economy car. This one was made in Korea, so the engine's good. And it's got decent pickup for a little car. Decent gas mileage. If you want a car this size, there aren't that many cars this size around, and that's why most of them have failed. You know, the Honda Element failed, a lot of the little Toyotas failed, because Americans like big things. They don't like little things. This was a niche thing. They sold 1.5 million of them, but they're not going to make it anymore. So Kia indeed has lost their soul.